There is a way to focus on command, and the Japanese have been doing it for centuries. It's called Mushin-Ryu, the school of no mind. Zen monks used it to meditate for days. Samurai used it to never miss in combat. It's the art of acting without thinking. And once you understand its 5 laws, you will never struggle with concentration again. Not because you got stronger, because you removed what was making you weak. Each law builds on the previous one, creating a system that makes focus inevitable, not forced. And it starts with understanding why everything you've been told about focus is backwards. Part 1. First law. The direction problem. You're lying in bed at 11 p.m., phone in hand. You know you should sleep. Tomorrow's important, but here you are, watching your 7th video about nothing. Earlier today, you lost 2 hours to social media, not because you were focused, because your brain was chasing dopamine hits, quick rewards, instant gratification. The algorithm knows exactly how to keep you hooked, but that work project? 20 minutes, and your brain is screaming to escape. Let me tell you about Gohan, project manager, successful on paper, dying inside. Sunday nights, he's sick to his stomach thinking about Monday, not because he's weak, but because his brain is telling him a truth he doesn't want to hear. Here's what kills him. When Gohan plays video games, he can go for 6 hours straight. Why? The game tells him exactly what winning looks like. Reach this level, beat this boss, clear objective, clear reward. But his quarterly report? His boss says, need this done by Friday. That's it. No context, no impact, no connection to anything real. This isn't just work. Remember school? Study this chapter. Why? Because it's on the test. Why does the test matter? Because you need good grades. Why? To get into college. Why? To get a good job. 5 layers deep and still no real answer. Sports? Run these drills. Why? To improve your form. But nobody explains how this specific drill translates to winning games. Just do it. Trust the process. Your brain isn't stupid. It knows when it's being given busy work versus real work. Here's the first law of Mushin-Ryu. Your mind only enters deep focus when the outcome directly connects to something you actually care about. Not vague future promises. Not it'll help your career someday. Real, immediate, tangible impact. Gohan discovered something that changed everything. He stopped accepting vague directions. When his boss said, complete this report, Gohan asked, what specific decision will this report influence? Who reads it? What changes based on what I write? His boss couldn't answer, just repeated it's important. So Gohan created his own why. He calculated that his report could save his team 10 hours per week if implemented correctly. That's 500 hours per year. That's real. That's concrete. Suddenly his brain engaged. This is the difference. When you play games, you know exactly what victory looks like. When you work, you're told to do your best on things that disappear into the void. Ancient samurai had a principle. A warrior without a lord fights without purpose. Not because he lacks skill, but because he lacks direction. Every strike needs intention. Every action needs meaning. Your focus isn't broken, it's protesting. It's refusing to waste energy on meaningless tasks. Here's the actionable truth. Before starting any task, write down the specific outcome and who it impacts. Not finish presentation, but create slides that convince John to approve the budget so my team can hire 2 developers and stop working weekends. Real target, real impact, real people. If you can't identify the real impact, that's not a focus problem. That's a BS task problem. Your brain knows the difference. But here's what happened when Gohan finally created real targets. He discovered the second problem. His environment was sabotaging him. Part 2, second law, sacred space. He sits at his desk, ready to enter Mushin, ready to flow. Nothing happens. His brain starts screaming. Check email, check phone, watch a video. He's fighting himself every second. Why? Because he's sitting in the exact same spot where he games until 2 a.m., where he eats lunch, where he watches Netflix, where he argues with his wife about bills. His brain is confused. What are we doing here? Gaming, eating, stressing. It literally cannot identify which mode to enter. This is the second law of Mushin-Ryu. Contaminated space creates contaminated mind. Your brain maps locations to activities. When you do 15 things in one place, your mind expects 15 things. You've trained it that this space means everything and nothing, but it's worse at work. Open office, no boundaries. You're trying to focus while someone's having a loud phone call 3 feet away. Another person laughs at videos. Someone taps your shoulder. Got a minute? There goes your momentum. Nothing about that environment says deep work. Everything says constant interruption. Your brain knows this, so it never goes deep. Always shallow, always alert. Gohan tried something extreme. His dining room table became sacred ground. Deep work only. No phone, no snacks, no quick checks. First day was torture. By day 3, something shifted. The moment he sat down, his mind knew. This is where we work, no confusion. The dojo is for training, only training. You don't eat there, you don't socialize. The space commands your mental state. As they said, the sword is drawn in the mind before the hand. Think about it. Why do you work better at coffee shops? It's not the caffeine, it's the single-purpose environment. Your brain knows this place equals work. At work, Gohan found a forgotten conference room. 1 hour every morning, door closed, phone outside. His coworkers thought he was crazy until they saw his output. Here's the actionable truth. You need one sacred space where only deep work happens. Your environment is either helping or hurting. No neutral. Every space is programming your brain for focus or chaos. But even with perfect space and clear direction, Gohan made another mistake. He was adding instead of subtracting. Part 3. Third law, the subtraction secret. Gohan has direction. He has sacred space, but he's still struggling. Know why? He's got 7 productivity apps on his phone. Notion for notes, Todoist for tasks, Forest for focus, Pomodoro timer, time tracker, calendar blocker, meditation app he never uses. Every morning he spends 30 minutes just managing his systems, updating tasks, syncing calendars, checking stats. He's so busy being productive he never actually produces. Focus is revealed through removal, not addition. Listen to this. Last night you probably watched a 2-hour movie without checking your phone once. You didn't need an app. You didn't need a system. You just watched. Perfect focus already exists in you. The problem isn't that you lack focus. The problem is everything fighting for it. Every notification, every app, every system you add creates more friction, more decisions, more mental load. You're not building focus. You're building complexity. Gohan realized something brutal. Those apps weren't helping him focus. They were helping him avoid work. Checking productivity stats feels like progress. It's not. It's sophisticated procrastination. Ancient Zen masters had a saying, the cup must be empty before it can be filled. You can't add focus to a cluttered mind. You have to remove what's blocking it. Gohan did something radical. Deleted everything except basic notes. Turned off all notifications. Phone goes in the car when he works, not another room, the car. Too much friction to retrieve it. First week was hell. His brain screamed for stimulation, for updates, for that next hit. By week 2, something beautiful happened. Silence, mental space, room to think. Think about your grandfather. Built his entire career with a notebook and a telephone. No apps, no systems, just work. Was his focus worse than yours? Or was it better because he had less fighting for it? Here's what actually works. One notebook, one task visible at a time. Phone physically removed, that's it. Everything else is mental masturbation disguised as productivity. Your smartphone has $150 billion companies fighting for your attention. Each notification is engineered by psychologists to break your focus. You think you can beat that with a productivity app? That's like bringing a knife to a nuclear war. The actionable truth. For 1 week, delete everything except essential apps. Turn off every notification except calls. When you work, phone goes in another room, not on silent, gone. You'll feel anxious, empty, lost. That's withdrawal from digital cocaine. Push through. On the other side is the focus you had as a child, before the world started fighting for your attention. Remember, you don't need to build focus. You need to remove what's killing it. Subtraction, not addition. Less, not more. But even with all distractions gone, Gohan discovered something else poisoning his concentration. Something nobody talks about. Part 4. Fourth law, the body-mind truth. Thursday afternoon. Gohan's at his desk. Clear target. Sacred space. No distractions. But he can't think straight. His body is vibrating with unused energy. His leg won't stop bouncing. His mind is racing but producing nothing. He drinks his 4th coffee. Still foggy. Takes a walk to the bathroom. Slightly better. Sits back down. Fog returns. Here's what nobody tells you. That restless feeling isn't lack of focus. It's your body screaming for movement. Your brain literally cannot concentrate when your body has energy it needs to burn. This is the 4th law of Mushin-Ryu. An untired body creates an untamed mind. Think about your best focus days. Aren't they usually after physical activity, after moving furniture, after a long walk, after playing with your kids? Your mind was clear because your body was satisfied. Now think about your worst days. Sitting since morning, 4th coffee, still can't think. Your body is holding energy that's poisoning your concentration. Ancient samurai understood this. They said, the mind follows the body's lead. They didn't mean fitness. They meant that physical energy needs outlet before mental energy can flow. Zen monks don't just meditate. They do physical labor, chopping wood, carrying water, not for exercise, for mental clarity. They know that unused physical energy becomes mental chaos. Your body evolved to move, to hunt, to build. Now you sit for 10 hours and wonder why your brain won't work. You're fighting biology and losing. Here's what changed everything for Gohan. He stopped seeing movement as separate from work. Movement became part of work. 20 push-ups before starting a project. Walk around the building before important calls. Not exercise, mental preparation. That restless feeling at 3 p.m. That's not procrastination. That's your body saying, I need to move before you can think. Listen to it. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need morning workouts. You need to move throughout the day, pace while thinking, stand while reading, walk while on calls. Modern work wants you to sit still and power through. That's like holding your breath and trying to run. Your body will rebel. And when your body rebels, your mind suffers. The actionable truth? Before any deep work session, move until you feel physically calmer. Not exhausted, just settled. Your body will stop screaming. Your mind will start working. This isn't about fitness. It's about giving your body what it needs so your mind can function. Stop fighting your biology. Work with it. This led Gohan to the final protocol, the one that made everything automatic. Part 5, Fifth Law, the Mushin Protocol. One Tuesday morning, something different happened. He sat down at his dining table, and then nothing. No resistance, no fighting. He just started working. 3 hours later, he looked up, confused. It felt like 5 minutes. The project was done, perfect. He didn't remember making decisions. They just happened. He wasn't forcing focus. He was focused. This is the fifth law of Mushin-Ryu. When all conditions align, Mushin happens automatically. Here's what focus on command really means. It's not about willpower. It's about creating triggers. Just like Pavlov's dogs salivated when they heard the bell, your brain enters focus when it recognizes the conditions. No negotiation needed. Focus just happens. The ancient masters called this conditioned response. You train your mind through environment, not effort. Set the stage, and the performance happens automatically. Think about it. When you sit in a movie theater, lights dim, your brain knows. Time to watch. No effort. When you lie in bed, your brain knows. Time to sleep. Same principle. Gohan created his own trigger system. Dining table plus closed door plus phone gone equals instant focus. His brain learned this pattern in 2 weeks. Now it's automatic. Here's how you unlock focus on command. Pick your triggers. Same space, same setup, same sequence, every time. Remove all friction. Don't rely on willpower. Make distractions physically impossible. Connect to real purpose. Know exactly why and for whom. Settle your body first. Movement before mental work. Do this same sequence for 2 weeks. Your brain will learn. These conditions equal Mushin. After that, you just push the button. Sit in your space. Follow your sequence. Focus appears. The transformation is shocking. Gohan finishes deep work before lunch. Promoted within months. Home by 5:30, actually present. Not because he became superhuman. Because he discovered the combination that unlocks what was always there. You were never broken. You don't lack focus. You lack the right conditions. While everyone else begs for concentration, downloads another app, you'll have the master key. Tomorrow, create your triggers. Pick your space. Set your sequence. Remove everything else. Don't force focus. Create the conditions and watch it appear. The samurai could enter battle focus instantly, not through motivation, through trained conditions. Now you have the same power. Use it or lose it, and may God bless you.